Just here in Dublin Airport and flying out to Basel. Podge is not with me on this trip, unfortunately, but I have my friend Galen. So, bonjour de la Suisse. We are here in Basel. We've just arrived. Flight was delayed slightly, but got chatting to a really nice guy on board called Frank. So I had a great natter with him en route. We are just getting a coffee here, not going to do a brew for two. And we shall be getting the number 50 bus into Basel city centre to see what this hotel is like. So I'll keep you updated.
Basel is one of the easiest cities in Europe to get around. From Euro Airport, Basel Mulhouse Freiburg is just a short bus ride into the city centre, and within around 20 minutes you're at Basel SBB, the main railway station. Our Hotel City Inn was literally only a couple of minutes walk from the station, making it a brilliant base for exploring both Basel and the surrounding region. One of the things we loved most about Basel was just how compact it is.
Okay, so we made it into Basel and we are now at the City Inn Hotel. So let's have a look and see what it's like. Right, as you can see, Jesus Christ, very small. Definitely. Now, I did book an economy single room, so it's definitely economy anyway. Let's have a look out the window and see what the beautiful view is. Right, nothing too exciting. As Podge would say, you wouldn't swing your Mickey in here. But anyway, it's grand for one person. And it was good value as well, to be honest. So here is the bathroom. So it looks nice and clean. And there is the shower. So yeah, that is the City Inn here. The City Inn Hotel in Basel. So it's just right around the corner from the Bahnhof, from the main train station. So very handy. And tomorrow morning, of course, we are going to be getting our bus to Colmar, so it's literally just around the corner. Anyway, as I said, it's grand for one person, wouldn't fit two in here, but it's fine for the night. We're here in Centro in Basel city centre, and my friend Galen got this, so have a look. Hi Galen, what do you think?
Oh, I did not expect a full fish. Yeah.
I got the risotto. So far, really good. The Aperol Spritz is beautiful. Morning, how are you? So we're up early this morning. We had a bit of a late night, having a few ciders in Cafe Royale actually. So if you're here in Basel, it's probably the cheapest place to get drink. And so we're heading off to Colmar this morning, so just waiting for the Flixbus to pick us up in 5 minutes, and Galen is going to get coffee, so let's hope he gets back in time. Anyway, this is what the weather is like here today. We're just outside the train station. Okay, so we're just on the bus here from Basel to Colmar, so it's super quiet, hence I am talking really quietly. And yeah, it's grand actually, loads of room on it, and there's about 20 people on it, so I think our trip is about an hour and we'll get to Colmar. Yay, I can't wait.
Getting from Basel to Colmar couldn't have been easier. We booked a Flixbus from around €16 each way, and in just over an hour we were crossing from Switzerland into France. Along the way, we passed through places like Saint-Louis and Mulhouse, giving us a glimpse of the beautiful Alsace countryside before arriving right beside Colmar's train station. It was comfortable, affordable, and a brilliant option if you're planning to explore both cities in one trip.
So we are now on the bus about an hour and 15, so made a couple of little stops on the way. It seems like it's never ending, even though it should be like 50 minutes by train. But anyway, sure, look, we're seeing all the scenery, so we're just pulling out of Mulhouse now, and hopefully the next stop will be Colmar. So while we're driving through Mulhouse here, I suppose I'll tell you a little bit about it. So it's actually famous for Bugatti cars, believe it or not, and there's a very big car museum here. Now we haven't stopped to see it, but just read up a bit about it. We're about 20 minutes from Colmar now, and another fact for you about Colmar is the Allies and the Nazis during World War II didn't want to damage Colmar at all because they thought it was so beautiful. It's actually the inspiration for Beauty and the Beast, and it is supposed to be an absolutely amazing little city with Petite Venice and little just beauty spots around, so I can't wait to get there. On est arrivé à Colmar. Woo, je suis ravie. So we're just here in Colmar now, and we're pulling up to the bus station. So I will show you the town once we get off the bus. Galen, how do you feel? You are in France.
Trop content d'être ici. Même goût, unique, nouveau look. Colmar.
Have you got a hard on? You're in France?
Oui, je veux me branler.
Guys, we are in Colmar. We are in Colmar. Look at this gorgeous La Gare. There's our bus, Flixbus. Definitely recommend it, actually. Though it took about 25 hours to get here. But yeah, on the way to the hotel now.
For our stay in Colmar, we checked into the Grand Hotel Bristol, conveniently located directly opposite the train station. We paid €120 per night for a room, with breakfast available as an optional extra for €19 per person each morning. The breakfast buffet included a great selection of pastries, fresh bread, scrambled eggs, bacon and sausages, and they also had gluten-free bread available upon request, which was a lovely bonus. With the historic centre only a pleasant 10 to 15 minute walk away, it made an excellent base for exploring Colmar and the surrounding Alsace region.
So, yeah. We've just arrived at the Grand Hotel Bristol here in Colmar, and we can't check in until 3, so we've just put our stuff into a locker. Church first. Okay guys, we are here in Colmar, and Hold on there, I'm trying to track Galen's face. Can you see yourself?
Oui.
Okay. Très bien. So we got two here. Royal. So.
Chin chin.
Chin chin. Santé.
Salutation de Colmar.
So this is our lunch. Galen got a salade niçoise and I got an omelette with chips. Dessert time. What are you having, Galen?
Je prends une forêt noire.
Okay, and what do we have to drink? He's like...
Sarti, c'est quoi? Sarti spritz?
Something like that. And I got a meringue, which I don't know how I'm going to get into me, but anyway, and a cappuccino. Ça marche. So here in Monoprix, and came in to get a bottle of water, right? Got a bottle of water here, 39 cents. Like seriously, crazy. Cool supermarket is that? What? Right, we're on this little,
Salut, oui, on y va où?
a little train around Colmar.
Yeah.
What was it, €8? So we'll see if it's worth the price. And you only take cash as well, by the way. So if you're coming, make sure to bring cash.
Colmar is one of those places that genuinely feels as though you've stepped into a storybook. Nestled in the heart of the Alsace region, it's famous for its colourful half-timbered houses, flower-filled balconies and winding cobbled streets. Walking through the town, it's easy to see why it's regularly listed as one of the most beautiful towns in France. Around every corner there's another postcard-perfect view, whether it's a quaint little square, a centuries-old building or a peaceful canal lined with brightly painted houses. The town has a fascinating history dating back to the 9th century. Over the centuries, Colmar has changed hands several times between France and Germany, and that unique blend of cultures is still very much alive today. You'll notice it in the architecture, the food, the wine, and even some of the local traditions. Unlike many European towns, Colmar escaped much of the destruction of both world wars, meaning a huge amount of its medieval and Renaissance character remains beautifully preserved. One of the absolute highlights is La Petite Venise, or Little Venice. This picturesque neighbourhood is probably the image most people associate with Colmar, with colourful houses reflected in the gentle canals below. You can simply wander along the water's edge taking photographs or hop aboard one of the small flat-bottomed boats for a relaxing trip throughout the canals. It's particularly magical early in the morning or later in the evening when the crowds begin to thin. As you explore the old town, make sure that you discover the charming squares such as the Place de l'Ancien Douane and Place Dominicaine. The covered market, Marché Couvert, is another lovely stop if you enjoy local food. Inside, you'll find regional cheeses, cured meats, pastries, fresh produce, and plenty of Alsatian specialities. It's a great way to pick up a picnic or simply soak up the atmosphere. If you're interested in history or art, the Unterlinden Museum is one of the most important museums in France outside of Paris. It's home to the famous Eguisheim altarpiece, as well as impressive collections of medieval, Renaissance and modern art. Even if museums aren't usually your thing, the building itself is worth seeing as it's housed inside a beautifully restored 13th century convent. Colmar is one of those capitals where you'll find countless wine bars, tasting rooms dotted all along the town. The region is particularly well known for white wines such as Riesling, Pinot Gris and Muscat. Even if you're not planning a formal wine tasting, sitting outside with a glass of local wine while watching the world go by is one of the best ways to experience the town. Food lovers certainly won't go hungry either. Traditional Alsatian cuisine combines both French and German influences, so expect dishes like tarte, flambée, choucroute, hearty stews and plenty of wonderful pastries. The cafes spill out into the squares, making them perfect places to stop for lunch or simply enjoy a coffee while people watching.
Well guys, we're nearly at the end of our first day here in Colmar. So we arrived in at about 12:30, couldn't check into our room. So we walked down to the city centre. So the hotel that we're in is about a 15-minute walk from the, I say city centre, it's more like a town centre.
And we got a delicious lunch, some Kir Royale, which was beautiful. People are so friendly here as well, great crack. And then we got the little train around the town and got to see Petite Venise. It is very warm here at the moment. On the way home then we got the bus back, so we bought a 72-hour bus pass for €7.20, which is actually really good value, so we can get the bus in and out. It's like literally one stop, but in this heat it's nice to have a bus. So far, good impressions, beautiful little town, and definitely a lot cheaper than Basel. I think our meal was probably like 40 quid for our lunch, and we got mains, dessert, 2 drinks each and a coffee each, so pretty good value. So yeah, so far really good experience here in Colmar. Bonsoir. So we are here outside the Hotel Grand Bristol, or was it the Grand Hotel Bristol in Colmar. So where we're staying actually. We're back again and we are getting our dinner, so it's a bit late, so we said we just pop downstairs and get something to eat. And Galen has ordered possibly the most expensive wine on the menu. So he ordered a half bottle, €32. Do you want to pour it out there, Galen? We'll have a good look at it. Look at that. I'd say the king himself would drink that.
From the gods too.
Alright, go on. Give it an L taste test. Shite, alright, or delight?
Oh, beautiful.
Really? For €32?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Nicolas.
I ain't splitting the bill tonight. And I have my Kir Royale, and I've also ordered a Pinot Gris. And it is not €32. Anyway, I'll keep you updated with food. I didn't. I ordered a white wine. You ordered.
But you know, because it was too sec.
Yes. Ah, here comes the wine.
This one's 180s. Is it fresh?
Oh wow! Let's have a look at the wine. Merci. Look at that now. Look at that. Ooh yes, a proper carafe. Now I'm gonna taste. I don't have my foil. Okay, so let's taste this. Pas mal. Not bad at all.
As is often the way with Nicola and Galen, the best intentions don't always go to plan. After perhaps sampling one or two too many of the wonderful French wines the night before, we stayed up far later than we should have, so our planned morning walking tour of Colmar became a complete write-off. Rather than rushing around, we decided to slow the pace, wander through the town at our own leisure and enjoy a few places we'd missed the previous day. One of those was the magnificent Collegiale Saint-Martin, the largest church in Colmar and one of the town's most impressive landmarks. Built between 1235 and 1365, this beautiful Gothic church has stood at the heart of Colmar for almost 800 years. Although many visitors refer to it as Colmar Cathedral, it has never officially been a cathedral. Following a devastating fire in 1572, its distinctive lantern-shaped dome was added, giving the church the unique silhouette we see today. Best of all, it's still a fully functioning place of worship, so visitors are welcome to step inside, admire the soaring Gothic architecture, colourful stained glass windows and peaceful atmosphere before heading back into the bustling streets of Colmar.
Bonsoir, how are you? So we are into the third day of our little trip around Switzerland and France, and we're still here in Colmar. Today was a bit of a mess. We were supposed to get up and do a guided tour of Colmar with some wine tasting, but we stayed up too late last night drinking wine, and neither of us were really in form for drinking more wine at 10 a.m. So we slept in, probably the worst thing because I got up really dozy. Anyway, got up at whatever time, went into town, and we got this little free shuttle bus actually that goes around the city. It's really handy. It goes from right outside the train station here. And it's really, really warm. It's like 34 degrees here today, so it was absolutely boiling. Got some lunch, went into the Dominican church, and a little tour of that, I suppose, little self-guided tour, and then got something to drink, non-alcoholic, of course, after last night, and came back to the hotel and just rested up for a bit. So we are here at the Grand Hotel again, and we're having some steak tonight, and tomorrow then we're up early to do our tour of Alsace. So yeah, that is the updates from here in Colmar. There was another little bus we got back from the city centre as well. I don't know, looked like a bus for how would you say, that's PC. Like a bus for maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it was a grand little bus. It was we just tapped our cards and went on it. So yeah, look, there's loads of public transport here as well, so it's a really handy little city to get around, and I don't know if I'd recommend coming here in the heat, but it is beautiful. Merci. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Look at that. Yummy, yummy. Well, good morning. So we did get up for our trip to Alsace today. So just waiting for our driver to get here, and we are going to be starting then. So it's actually a trip that we booked through Get Your Guide. And if it's any good, I'll put the link in the description of this reel. So looking forward to it. And the day is looking good. Not too hot so far. And I'm feeling a lot better than I was last night.
After spending 2 fantastic days exploring the beautiful town of Colmar, we decided it was time to discover even more of what Alsace has to offer. While Colmar makes a brilliant base, one of the best things about staying here is just how many picturesque villages and viewpoints are within easy reach. Rather than hiring a car, we booked a full-day tour through Get Your Guide, and honestly it was one of the best decisions we made on the trip. Our guide for the day was Didier, who was absolutely excellent from start to finish. Friendly, knowledgeable, funny and clearly passionate about his home region, he made the whole experience enjoyable without ever making it feel rushed or overly scripted. If you're visiting Alsace and don't fancy driving the famous wine route yourself, I definitely recommend doing something similar. You can simply sit back, enjoy the scenery and let someone else worry about the roads while you take in some of the most beautiful villages in France. Our day began bright and early in Colmar. Thankfully, we had another gorgeous summer day. It was already warm in the morning and temperatures would eventually climb into the low 30s. The bus was fully air-conditioned, though, which made our travelling incredibly comfortable, especially between the different stops. As we left Colmar behind, Didier began telling us about the fascinating history of Alsace. One of the things that made this region so unique is that it has changed hands between France and Germany several times over the centuries. You can really see that blend everywhere you go, in the architecture, the food, the language, and even the surnames of many of the local people. It's one of the reasons Alsace feels completely different from anywhere else in France. Our first stop was the beautiful village of Eguisheim, often described as one of the prettiest villages in France. In fact, it's regularly listed among les plus beaux villages de France, and it's easy to understand why. Eguisheim is famous for its unique circular layout with narrow cobbled streets winding around a historic centre. As we followed Didier through the village, every corner seemed more picturesque than the last. The colourful half-timbered houses, overflowing flower boxes and tiny courtyards make it feel like you've stepped into a fairy tale. One of the lovely things about exploring Eguisheim with a guide is learning about the stories hidden behind the buildings. Didier pointed out the medieval architecture, explaining how the village developed over the centuries and highlighted details that we probably would have walked straight past on our own. There are charming little fountains dotted throughout the village, independent boutiques selling local produce, and plenty of cafes where you could easily spend an afternoon simply soaking up the atmosphere. If you're visiting on your own, I definitely recommend allowing extra time to wander because some of the prettiest streets are the ones you stumble upon by accident. After our walking tour, we climbed back onto the coach for what many people would probably consider the highlight of any trip to Alsace, a visit to Maison Stückle, a local family-run winery. Alsace is world famous for its white wines, particularly Riesling, Gewürztraminer, Pinot Gris and Muscat, and this was our chance to sample some of them while learning more about the region's winemaking traditions. The tasting itself was relaxing and welcoming rather than intimidating. Whether you're a wine enthusiast or someone who simply enjoys the occasional glass, it was fascinating to hear how the different grape varieties are grown and how the unique climate and soil of Alsace give these wines their distinctive character.
Gewürztraminer, and then I will show you two types of Gewürztraminer. The first, the traditional Gewürztraminer, which will be sweet and not too much sweet, and then after to finish, I will show you, a late harvest Gewürztraminer, like the ice wine. Okay, very, very, very sweet. Okay, and that's the sparkling. Okay, it's Crémant of Alsace. It's forbidden to call it Champagne because we're not the Champagne region. Champagne is the place 2 hours from me where they protect the wine and the place. Okay. And it's the only wine that you have the ability to make a blend. So for Crémant, you have 75% of Pinot Blanc and 25% of the Riesling. Okay? And the Crémant is very nice as aperitif, preparing something if you want, although if you want to celebrate something sometime, weddings, divorce. So Crémant ist ein Mix mit zwei.
On est arrivé en France.
Gerne.
Merci.
De rien, you're welcome.
So we are trying at Crémant.
On dit merci en alsacien. Danke.
Merci. En alsacien, on dit merci. Parce que l'alsacien, c'est un peu un mélange de français et d'allemand. En alsacien, on dit merci. Danke, c'est plus allemand.
Danke.
Danke.
Na, in Alsace, wir sagen nicht Danke, wir sagen wie in Französisch, wir sagen Merci.
Merci.
Sancha. This is the Muscat. That is actually gorgeous. Wow.
The Riesling, okay, vieille vigne, something different. Huh?
Okay.
Riesling, all vines. Huh?
Merci.
De rien. But you speak very well French, you have no accent, you know, you have a really nice French accent when you speak French. You know?
Merci.
Compliment.
No, it's real, no. Perfect.
Alors. Santé.
Santé.
Pas mal. I think I prefer the Muscat now. This is wrapping perfectly now. Look, it's actually wrapping. So you prefer this one or Muscat?
I don't know, maybe.
I think a Muscat still.
Muscat, maybe.
Super.
Okay, Pinot Gris. Okay, Pinot Gris.
Vielen Dank.
Bitte.
Sie spricht Deutsch. Hast du schnell gelernt?
Ja. Okay, Pinot Noir?
Non, c'est pas du pinot, c'est du
Pinot
pinot
Gris.
gris.
Okay.
Er vertritt die auch.
C'est gelaat.
Getrunken. Okay. Was denkst du?
Pinot noir.
Okay.
Okay. So sehr fruchtig, nicht süß, fruchtig.
That is good, isn't it?
Fruité.
Haben Sie die Namen in
Cheese muscat or that now? What's it called?
Gewürztraminer.
Okay, it gives you stamina.
Gewürztraminer, yeah. More that you drink, better you can pronounce the name, you know.
But the more stamina you get.
Gewürztraminer, yeah.
Merci.
You're welcome. De rien. Okay.
Oei. Slaantje. Too sweet for me, I think.
Oh, that's a strange taste.
What do you think?
It's like drinking lighter fluid.
Not very keen on it.
Okay.
What's it called?
Vendange tardive. Gewürztraminer, which is being late harvest.
Okay.
Like the ice wine, if you want.
Yeah.
And you see the color of the wine is also more yellow because you have more sugar, better fruits.
Ah.
More wine is like yellow, more sugar you have inside. Huh?
Okay. Right.
Merci.
That's our last one. Matcha.
Raja.
So it's very easy to drink. It's very sweet. More that
Too
you drink,
sweet.
better you feel.
It's lovely, love.
Do you reckon? Don't drink too much, now you'll be sick.
Sweet wine. Okay. This one is perfect by the foie gras, you know, if you want, but although by a dessert sometimes. Okay. Or at the end of the dinner, you know, to like a liqueur to enjoy a glass of wine. It's very, very sweet, okay? You will see. And this one you can keep between 10 and 15 years without problem because there's so much sugar made by the fruits that you can keep a very long time, okay? The Muscat, the Riesling, the Pinot Gris, you can keep maximum 3 years. But this one, between 10 and 15 years without problem.
After leaving Maison Stockley, we climbed back aboard the coach and made our way towards our next stop. Before long, we arrived in Kaysersberg, a village that has repeatedly been recognised as one of the most beautiful in France. The name Kaysersberg translates as Emperor's Mountain, a nod to its medieval past. And the moment you step into the village, it's easy to see why it's so popular with visitors. One of the first things you'll notice is the charming river Weiss flowing through the centre of the town, crossed by a beautiful fortified stone bridge that has become one of Kaysersberg's most photographed landmarks. Surrounding it are colourful half-timbered houses, many dating back hundreds of years with flower-filled window boxes adding even more character. As we wandered through the narrow cobbled streets with Didier, he pointed out some of the village's fascinating history, explaining how Kaysersberg grew into an important trading town during the Middle Ages. Everywhere you look, there's another picture-perfect corner, from hidden courtyards to traditional Alsatian buildings that seem almost untouched by time. We also visited the impressive parish church, which is well worth stepping inside. Its peaceful, beautiful stained glass windows and historic features make it one of the highlights of the village and provide a welcome escape from the summer heat outside. One quirky feature you'll spot around Kaysersberg is its famous little gingerbread man, which has become something of a local symbol. He appears in shop windows, souvenirs and decorations throughout the village and adds to the fun storybook feel that makes Kaysersberg so memorable. With plenty of free time to explore, we wandered through the local artisan shops, admired the colourful streets and of course stopped for more photos. Honestly, every few metres there seemed to be another postcard perfect view.
From 1942, Adolf Hitler was studying in Strasbourg and then obliged some Alsatian family to fight with the German. But he was not to fight against the French, he was to fight against the Russian on the east front of Europe. Okay? So, and it was an obligation for some family to do that because Hitler refused. the Nazis come to the home and keep all the family. So you can see that all the people died in Poland, in Leningrad, in Lithuania, they're everywhere on the east front of Europe, because Adolf Hitler used his men to go directly on the first line, and they were the first people shot when they arrived in the war. Okay, so they were Alsatian from this region, but obliged to fight with the German. Okay. Diese Leute sind von Alsace, wo etwa Adolf Hitler sagt, diese Leute sind müssen
If you're planning a visit, I definitely recommend wearing comfortable shoes, bring a bottle of water, especially in the summer months, and allowing yourself time to simply wander. Sometimes the best discoveries are found down the smallest side streets.
Guys, we are in Kaysersberg or Kaysersberg, I'm not so sure. It's been pronounced different ways. Absolutely gorgeous city, I must say. Never heard of it before today, and it's really fairytale-like, isn't it, Galen? Very fairytale-like, and people are so friendly, and yeah, we're doing a nice little guided tour, enjoying it so far, with a few glasses of wine in us, of course.
Leaving Kaysersberg behind, we continued along the famous Alsace wine route towards our next destination, Riquewihr. Although the drive between the villages isn't long, every kilometre offers another incredible view of rolling vineyards, medieval church spires and colourful villages nestled amongst the vines. It's easy to understand why this route is considered one of the most scenic in France. As we arrived in Riquewihr, it genuinely felt as though we'd stepped onto a film set. The village has remained remarkably unchanged for centuries, and walking through its cobbled streets is like travelling back in time. With its brightly coloured, half-timbered houses, flower-filled balconies and ancient town walls, it's often described as one of the most beautiful villages in France. In fact, many people believe Riquewihr was one of the inspirations behind Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Whether that's officially confirmed or not, once you walk among its enchanting streets, it's easy to see where the comparison comes from. Every corner looks like something straight out of a fairy tale. Didier explained that Riquewihr was fortunate to escape much of the destruction of both world wars, which is why so much of its original medieval architecture still survives today. That preservation gives the village an authenticity that's becoming increasingly rare. As we wandered through the main street, we admired the colourful facades, traditional timber-framed houses and beautifully decorated shop fronts. The village is full of artisan boutiques selling everything from handmade ceramics and local wines to chocolates, preserves and Alsatian souvenirs, making it a lovely place to browse. One landmark Didier pointed out was the Quai du Schram, another reminder of the village's rich history and one of the many charming corners that visitors often overlook if they're exploring without a guide. We were given some free time to explore at our own pace, which is one of the things I really appreciated about this tour. It struck the perfect balance between guided commentary and independent exploration. We could pop into little shops, stop for photos wherever we wanted, or simply soak up the atmosphere without feeling rushed.
So we're here in Haute-Dolde in Riquewihr. Merci. And I ordered a steak and Galen ordered some chicken.
What do we verre de vin?
Ah oui.
Do you want a Pinot Gris or a Muscat?
A tiramisu with red berries.
Fruits rouges, oui.
Our final stop of the day brought us to the charming town of Riquewihr, another jewel along the Alsace wine route and the perfect place to round off an unforgettable day exploring the region. As soon as we arrived, it had a slightly different feel from the other villages we'd visited. While it still has the beautiful half-timbered houses, colourful facades and flower-filled streets that Alsace is famous for, Riquewihr feels a little livelier with its bustling cafes, restaurants and independent shops creating a wonderful atmosphere. The town has a fascinating medieval history and was once home to the lords of Riquewihr, one of the region's most powerful noble families. High above the town, 3 ruined castles overlook the vineyards and surrounding countrysides, reminding visitors of Riquewihr's strategic importance centuries ago. If you have more time than we did, hiking up to the castles is said to offer spectacular views across the Alsace plain. We spent our free time wandering through the historic centre, taking in the colourful buildings and soaking up the atmosphere. Every street seemed to reveal another hidden courtyard, decorative fountain or charming little boutique selling local wines, handmade crafts and traditional Alsatian treats. One thing that really stood out throughout the day was just how immaculately maintained these villages are. The window boxes overflow with flowers, the buildings are beautifully preserved and there's a real sense of pride in the local community.
So, the woman that you have on the statue here, she is the saint of the Alsace region. Okay, is our saint, is Saint Odile. She's the saint of the Alsace region. Odile was a woman born here in Riquewihr, but she was born blind, so her family abandoned her. Okay, so she was growing up in a nunnery not so far from here. And there in the nunnery, she decided to pray every time, every moment of her life. She decided to pray. Then when she was 16 years old, as a miracle, she discovered the view. Then she decided to cross all the Alsace region to help the farmers, to help the poor people. That's why we consider Odile as the saint of the Alsace region. Okay? And she had a poem like a pamphlet that was before to protect the rich people of the village. If you take a look, she's crying to protect the poor people of the village. The grape that she has on the head is protect everything about the vineyards, the wine production, you know, here, okay? And you have on the picture the symbol of the medicine, the snake of the medicine, you know, the symbol of the medicine, that protect everything about the nurses and doctors, okay? That's why, okay, you have she's the saint of the old Alsace region, okay, the different stuff, huh?
It's easy to understand why visitors from all over the world come to explore this corner of France. By this stage, it had been a full day of sightseeing, but thanks to the comfortable pace of the tour, it never felt exhausting. Didier had struck the perfect balance between guided commentary and free time, giving us plenty of opportunities to discover each destination for ourselves, while also learning about the history and culture of the region. As we made our way back to Colmar, we looked out over the endless vineyards one last time and reflected on what an incredible day it had been.
from the fairytale streets of Eguisheim and Kaysersberg to the storybook charm of Riquewihr and the vibrant atmosphere of Riquewihr. Every stop had its own unique character. If you're staying in Colmar, I genuinely think a day trip like this is one of the best days to experience Alsace. You don't have to worry about driving, parking or planning routes. You can simply relax, enjoy the scenery and let someone else take care of the logistics. Our guide Didier was exceptional throughout the day, sharing fascinating stories and making the history of the region come alive. We have no hesitation recommending this tour to anyone visiting Alsace. It's a perfect introduction to one of the most beautiful regions in France, and it's certainly a day we'll remember for a very long time.
So we are just finishing up our 4 wonders of Alsace, and it was an amazing tour. So our tour guide Didier brought us around to 4 little medieval villages. So we went to Eguisheim, Kaysersberg, Riquewihr and Riquewihr, and that is where we are at the moment. So absolutely gorgeous. Tour group, there were about 8 of us on it, so it was really comfortable. Tour bus was amazing, nice and air-conned because it is so hot here. But lads, the scenery is just fucking brilliant. So if you are in Colmar and you're interested in doing the same tour, I will put the link at the bottom of this. I'll put it in the description so you can book it and ask for Didier. He's really, really good. Bonsoir. So we are here in Colmar in our hotel, and we actually went to this vineyard today. It's called Stockle, so Stoeckle accent. And I bought a bottle of Muscat there because I thought, why not? So I'll just show you the bottle here. So this is it, and we're going to give it the taste test. So.
Est-ce que ça marche? La clim derrière.
Let's do our taste test first.
Oh.
Okay.
Ah oui, c'est bon, oui, ouais, c'est très bon.
You l'aime?
Très bon, ouais. Ça me plaît beaucoup ça.
It is. It's actually really, really nice.
Très, très bon. C'est mieux que le vin qu'on a bu au déjeuner, là aujourd'hui,
Oh, ouais.
dans le petit resto.
And it is not too fruity. It's just perfect. So the muscat here from the Stockle vineyard, definitely worth it. And how much did it cost? I think it was like $6.50 for the bottle, so it's for nothing. I'm sure if you're buying in Ireland, it's probably going to cost about 30 quid, but definitely worth it. So there you go. Continuation. So, ok, Galen, tes impressions de Colmar?
Super, c'était trop bien. Je suis trop content de ma première fois en Alsace. Et j'ai trop envie de revenir, oui.
Ah bon? Pourquoi?
J'ai trop envie de revenir.
Pourquoi est-ce que tu adores Colmar?
J'aime bien l'architecture, l'ambiance. Et les gens, ils étaient amicaux, chaleureux.
Oui?
Oui.
Plus chaleureux qu'à Paris ou
Oui,
à Nice?
je sais pas pourquoi, il y a des gens qui n'aiment pas la France. Voilà.
Alors, pour moi, j'ai adoré les boissons, bien sûr, le vin, le muscat, c'était super. Aussi, oui, le paysage, les gens sont très chaleureux, amicaux. Et oui, c'était super chouette ici, tip top en fait.
Et pourquoi tu n'aimes pas la France?
Oui, j'adore la France.
Et pourquoi tu viens pas ici plus souvent?
Parce qu'il y a beaucoup de pays dans le monde à voir. Good morning, how are you? So this morning it's our last day in Colmar. We're getting our train into Basel this afternoon. But we are doing our final tour here, which is a walking tour of Colmar with wine tasting. So I booked that through Get Your Guide. So yeah, we'll see what it's like. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that crack, and get us on the map. It's 2 for the road.
Before bidding our final adieu to Colmar, we got to do our guided walking tour, which we booked through Get Your Guide. This was done with a local guide called Nicolas. The tour lasted around 2 hours, with the first hour spent exploring the historic streets of the town before finishing with a wine tasting at Domaine Cartier, one of Colmar's family-run wineries. It turned out to be one of our favourite experiences of the trip and was a brilliant way to discover not just the sights of Colmar, but the stories behind them. One of the things we really enjoyed about having Nicolas as our guide was that he drew our attention to so many little details that we would have walked straight past on our own. Rather than simply showing us the main sights, he explained the stories hidden within the buildings, the symbols decorating the streets, and the traditions that still shape life in Alsace today. It's those little bits of local knowledge that really make a guided tour worthwhile and give you a much deeper appreciation for the town than you could get from simply reading an information board. One of the symbols you'll notice all over Alsace is the white stork. You'll find storks perched on rooftops, decorating signs, appearing in shop windows, and even nesting on chimneys throughout the region. In Alsatian folklore, the stork represents good luck, prosperity, family, and new beginnings. For centuries, people believed the stork delivered babies to families, making it a much-loved symbol throughout the region. Thanks to successful conservation efforts, the white stork has made a remarkable comeback in Alsace and is now one of the area's most recognisable emblems. Another fascinating story that Nicolas shared with us was about Hansi, whose real name was Jean-Jacques Valls. Hansi was an Alsatian artist and illustrator whose colourful drawings have become synonymous with the region. As you wander around Colmar, you'll spot his artwork everywhere, on shop signs, souvenirs, murals and postcards. His illustrations celebrate traditional Alsatian life, featuring storks, timber-framed houses, local costumes and village scenes. But they also carry a deeper meaning. During periods when Alsace was under German rule, Hansi used his artwork to celebrate the region's French heritage and identity, making him an important cultural figure whose legacy is still proudly displayed throughout the town today.
Just to let you know, we arrived on a square called the Square of the 2 February. 2 February refers to the date of the liberation of Colmar during the Second World War. During the Second World War, the last Alsatian city to have been free is the city of Colmar. 3 months after Strasbourg, 3 months after Mulhouse. Why is that? Because we were stuck between those 2 big cities. And when the Nazis were forced to retreat, they can retreat both ways, whether to Germany or south to Colmar, and protect the last Alsatian city. The Battle of Colmar was one of the worst into the history of Alsace. We call it the Battle of the Pocket of Colmar. And to reduce these pockets, to take back our region, we need to have the combined force of American, Moroccan and French people. These are all those armies here that play a key role to take back Colmar. During the Second World War, we suffered from many atrocities that will shock our region forever. Obviously, the first one is the Jewish community that was well settled in Alsace, and after that it was really complicated. But another tragedy that we don't talk a lot internationally, that we even don't talk a lot in France, is the tragedy of the malgré nous, or incorporated by force. In all the Alsatian family, we have people malgré nous. Malgré nous means despite us, against our will. As we were a part of Germany during that war, the Nazi, they say to us, well, you are German, so you need to fight for the Nazi army, even though you don't want. In all the Alsatian family, like in mine, my grandfather, to protect my family from deportation, he accepted his duty to go in Russia for the Nazi. It was a really tough claim. He said, I'm gonna go here, and he was in the team of the people that when they arrive in Russia, they do like that. Like firing everywhere, but not on the target because they don't want to fight for this army. My grandfather was one of the lucky ones, a man that came back alive, physically intact, but mentally destroyed. We lose on these 130,000 people, we lose 40,000 of them, and 30,000 of them get lifetime injured. So basically 70,000 total suffer a lot from that war. The problem is not the Second World War only. The problem is when those people come back in France. Because when those people come back in France, the French people, they were searching a scapegoat. They search some people to blame. The people that they find easy to blame is us, the Alsatian people, because we collaborate with the army, even though with the Nazis, even though we don't have choice for that. So for more than 65 years, if you were Alsatian and if you go to Marseille, still today, Marseille, Bordeaux, Lyon, you go in those places, you can be welcome in a specific manner if you are Alsatian. You can be treated German or so on, or treated still today. But in 2010, for the first time ever, as you can see written here, a French president in the name of Nicolas Sarkozy, for the first time will acknowledge this tragedy of the Malgré. for the first time will give some national excuse about the French, how they treat us back in the day. My only problem is, I have two problems actually. The first problem is 65 years after, it's a bit long. Second problem, it comes from Nicolas Sarkozy. Like the worst man in the history of our country. Like you can't have worse president. The guy received the handcuff last year, and probably one of the reasons was that. And you know why I hate this man so much, Nicolas Sarkozy? Because the year after doing this beautiful speech, he traveled again to my region in Strasbourg this time, and he said on national TV that he was really happy to be in this so lovely German city of Strasbourg, like the 8th city of France by size. So that's why this man is hated here, hated everywhere in France, and for good reason, obviously, definitely. So that's the tragic history of the Alsatian people. That's why.
One of the most moving stops on the tour was a memorial dedicated to the Malgré Nous, which translates as despite ourselves. Nicolas explained how, during the Second World War, around 130,000 young men from Alsace and neighbouring Moselle were forcibly conscripted into the German army after the region was annexed by Nazi Germany. Many were sent to fight on the Eastern Front, and tragically thousands never came back home. After about an hour exploring the town, it was time for the second part of the experience as we headed to the main quartier for a wine tasting. Rather than simply sitting down to sample a few glasses, we were first brought into the cellar where we learnt about the entire winemaking process. We saw where the wines are stored, learned how grapes are harvested from vineyards across the Alsace region, and discovered why the area's unique climate, sunny summers and sheltered position behind the Vosges mountains create ideal conditions for producing some of France's finest white wines. Hearing about the generations of family tradition behind the winery made the tasting feel even more special.
They smell in the backyard some wine, already in the backyard, not normal. So what happened? They run into the cellar to see, and it was a swimming pool of red wine on the ground. This one is 1,200 liters, they look 700 of it on the floor.
Then came the part we've been looking forward to most. Each of us got to choose 3 wines from the tasting menu so we could sample whichever varieties appealed to us most. Whether you enjoy a crisp Riesling, an aromatic Gewürztraminer, a refreshing Muscat, or something a little different, there was plenty of choice.
The Pinot Noir, it's always the main grapes for rosé or for red wine. We have only one red grapes here, so it's always this sparkling is a little bit more fruity and a little bit more sweeter. This one has 5 grams of sugar, so compared to the one with 0, it would be a little bit sweeter. Fruitier, very fruity, easy to drink when you have this type of weather, when it's hot outside. It's always good sparkling. So that's one for you, one for you there. There we go.
Okay, so we've chosen the rosé. Merci. Okay, santé.
So welcome again and cheers to you.
Glasses again?
Cheers to you, santé.
C'est bon.
These Alsatian people are nice, aren't they? You like that? That's very refreshing, isn't it? We need to take a note of that, get a glass after this.
Okay. Do you want to try that first? And I'll try this one? Okay. Qu'est-ce que tu en penses?
Est-ce que vous avez une idée du premier vin?
Just tried this Pinot Noir.
Very sugary. It's not sweet.
Gorgeous.
No, it's not sweet.
What do you think of the rosé? It's okay?
It wouldn't be as sweet, but it's lovely, it's very drinkable, yeah.
Okay, let me try it. That is beautiful, the Pinot Noir, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really, it is léger, isn't it? That is nice. It's really good. That is the rosé d'été. Beautiful. So you now
I just experienced it.
have for the Muscat, and I have the Pinot Gris. Okay, Pinot Gris très sucré.
Yeah, it's very I liked.
Maybe, mais c'est bon. How about you? What do you think of the Muscat?
It's far on Fienta Lagné. Fienta Dolmetinier.
Yeah.
Is far.
Okay, je vais essayer. Thomas?
What's your tourum? Geen tourum met wat? Was it nice
Très sucré. Très sucré. En fait, I'm going to try the Muscat maintenant.
That would be gorgeous with ice cubes.
The Muscat yesterday was a lot nicer. What do you think of the Pinot?
Very refreshing with ice cubes, it would be lovely.
Yeah.
Nice, no?
Yeah, the Pinot Gris is nice. I don't like the Muscat. Okay guys, so we are just finished our walking tour of Colmar and our wine tasting at the end. Actually, it was really good. It was with a guy called Nicolas, and he gave us a great walk around Colmar, told us about Bartholdi, who came from Colmar and actually sculpted the Eiffel Tower, believe it or not. And then the wine at the end was beautiful. So if you are here in Colmar, definitely recommend the walking tour. I'll put the link here at the bottom of the description. And make sure to like, follow and subscribe. Hello, so we have left Colmar. We actually missed our train, so we had to get another one. And it is about a 45-minute ride from Colmar train station to Basel. It's nice and quiet here on the train, so I'll let you have a quick look. So as you can see, hardly anybody on it, and yeah, it's okay, it's comfortable enough. Not the cleanest of trains I've ever been on, but it's fine, you know, it does the job. Anyway, so more updates later. So we've just arrived in Motel 1 in Basel city centre. A much nicer hotel than the first one we stayed in, the City Inn Hotel. So here's the bathroom. Okay, it's grand. It's not massive, but sure it's fine. Does the job. And the room. The room is nice, I must say. Nice big double bed. And the view outside, right in the old town, so that's perfect. So yeah, there you go. This is Motel 1 in Basel. Hallo, wir sind gerade hier in der Schweiz in einem wunderschönen Restaurant namens Gift-Hultli. Das Essen war großartig und das Wetter ist fantastisch. Ich hatte Salat und Roastbeef und jetzt gibt es noch eine Crème Brûlée mit einem Digestif. Prost! So here at the restaurant that we're in, they had crème brûlée and it was cold, so I asked them if they'd heat it up. Man, they went in and they heated it up for me and it looks delicioso. Now for the taste test.
Bon. Le meilleur que tu as jamais eu.
Super. Wunderbar.
Before making our way back to the airport, we decided to spend our final few hours exploring the Historical Museum in Basel, one of the city's most important museums.
Thanks to the Basel card, which we received free when we checked into our hotel, we not only enjoyed free public transport throughout our stay, but also 25% off admission to a number of attractions, including the museum. That brought the entry price down to around €16 each, making it excellent value for the amount there is to see. The museum itself is housed inside the beautiful former Barfuser Church, a stunning Gothic building dating back to the 13th century. Walking through the entrance is impressive in itself, as the medieval church provides a spectacular setting for the museum's collections. Rather than simply displaying artefacts in glass cabinets, the museum tells a story of Basel and the surrounding region through hundreds of years of history. Inside you'll find everything from medieval armour and weaponry to religious treasures, historic coins, furniture, paintings and beautifully crafted everyday objects that show how life in Basel has evolved over the centuries. There are also exhibits covering the city's role as an important centre for trade, craftsmanship and culture, along with displays explaining Basel's place within Switzerland and Europe. One of the highlights is a collection of medieval artefacts and church treasures, many of which are remarkably well preserved. One thing we did notice, however, is that much of the detailed information throughout the museum is presented primarily in German. While many exhibits' titles include English translations, the longer information boards often don't. So if you're an English speaker hoping to read every display in depth, it can become a little tedious at times. That said, the museum is still well worth a visit. Even if you don't read every information panel, the quality of the exhibits and the sheer beauty of the building make it a fascinating place to spend a couple of hours. One exhibit that really caught our attention was the collection of medieval tapestries. These weren't simply pieces of decoration. They were incredibly valuable works of art that often took months or even years to produce by hand. Wealthy families would hang them on the walls of their homes, not only to display their status and tell stories from the Bible, mythology or everyday life, but also to help insulate their homes during the colder winter months. Looking at the intricate detail and vibrant colours that have survived for centuries, it's remarkable to think just how much craftsmanship went into creating each one. Another feature that really stood out was the collection of ornate marble pulpits. In medieval churches, the pulpit wasn't simply somewhere for the priest to stand. It was one of the most important parts of the church, where sermons were delivered to the congregation and religious teachings were shared with the community. These pulpits were often designed to reflect the wealth and importance of the church, with skilled craftsmen spending months carving intricate details into the stone. Standing beside them, you can't help but appreciate the level of artistry and craftsmanship that went into creating them hundreds of years ago. It's easy to forget that this space has witnessed almost 8 centuries of history, from medieval religious services to the upheavals of the Reformation, and now welcoming visitors from all around the world. The Barfuser Church has continually adapted while retaining its remarkable character. Even if history museums aren't normally your thing, the building alone makes this a worthwhile stop when visiting Basel. Visiting the museum was a relaxing way to round off our time in Basel before heading back to the airport and reflecting on what had been a fantastic few days, exploring both Switzerland and the beautiful Alsace region of France.
So Galen, we're bidding adieu to our little trip today and saying goodbye to Basel. So right, first of all, what were your impressions of Basel and any hints and tips for people coming here?
I love Basel, I love being in Switzerland. It's so different, and just itself, very, very Swiss.
Any recommendations for travellers?
I shouldn't be smoking. I just recommend that you have Revolut, because obviously it can be quite expensive with the exchange rate.
Merci.
And
Kann ich einen Coca-Light haben? Oh, ja, bitte.
you didn't order coffee.
Doesn't matter, I'll drink it. Anyway, so, sorry, what were you saying there?
Just make sure you have Revolut, use that for all your payments.
It's very expensive here, isn't it?
It's quite expensive, yeah. And
Public transport, what do you think of that?
amazing, public transport's amazing, and it's just a shame we didn't get to see any more of it.
We'll just have to come back again.
À la prochaine.
Oui, à la prochaine. And Alsace, any recommendations for Alsace or tips or hints for travellers?
Just make sure you get to see the region, because it just feels so different from the rest of France.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's very much itself.
For sure.
And hopefully one day it'll get independence.
Yeah, you never know, you never know.
Can you edit that out? So, no, but it's a beautiful, really it is. It just feels different, and the people are really friendly down there.
They are, super.
Yeah.
Okay, and you enjoyed your trip?
I did, yeah.
You did. And regarding hotels, so the motel one that we stayed in Basel, amazing, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of the Grand Hotel Bristol that we stayed in Colmar?
Lovely, it was shaggy sheep. They were trying to retain that old French railway station vibe.
And
I just think the rooms could have been better looked after, possibly. But other than that, value for money, I suppose.
For sure. And what about the Hotel City Inn that we stayed in Basel on the first night?
That was awful, yeah.
It was tiny, wasn't it?
Just remember too that when you're here, they've got different plugs.
Oh yes,
So
not to forget the adapters.
And I thought they would have adapters for France, but they don't. So you need to make sure that you have a Swiss adapter.
Yes, yes, yes.
And make an effort at speaking some of your minimal Hochdeutsch.
Yes, absolutely.
If you want to speak dialect, obviously, or But Switzerland is definitely a country to visit.
It is. You just need to have money.
Money, and if you go to the museums, it's all in German.
Oh yeah, the historical museum. I don't know if I'd recommend it to English speakers.
No, I wouldn't, unless you have nothing is in French
or English. Yeah, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Das war nicht so gut.
Cool. Well, danke schön, Galen. Und oui, bis bald.
Bis bald. What's that mean?
See you soon.
Yeah, bis bald.
Right, so I'm here at Basel Airport and it's being evacuated currently. Someone has abandoned a bag. So hopefully I make my flight home, or it'll be another night in Basel. I'll keep you updated. Well, good evening. I made it back to Dublin Airport safely. Just waiting for my bus back to Carlow, and yeah, had a fab time, really good. Left Galen behind, but it was great to have him on board for this episode with me. And yeah, that's it. Beautiful day here in Ireland, and that's it for the moment. We'll see where the wind takes us next time. Anyway, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that crack. Check out the links in the reel description and the video descriptions as well if you're interested in any of the tours that we went on. And thanks for tuning in. Tell all your friends. Slán go Pól.